Hello and welcome to the channel. Big thumbs up to my existing subscribers, thank you very much. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do so, because it would be just very nice of you, really. So today's video is a 1990s special. The month of August was decreed as a 90s month on the channel, so the first video was all around Britpop. The second video is going to be anything but Britpop. We're going to have a look at all of the genres that were around in the 1990s. Now, word of warning, some of these may be real, some of them may be slightly fictitious, and it's up to you to decide which is which. So in the comments, if you think I've told a porky pie, see if you can guess which are real and which are not so real. So we used to have in the UK 3 weekly music papers. We had Sounds, The Enemy and Melody Maker, and those, one of the things I liked about the 1990s is in my lunch break I could, on a Wednesday, buy a big thick newspaper of The Enemy, and it would probably last me all week of a lunch hour, kind of flicking through it, and I'd normally treat myself to fat busting at a burger as well. So, but yeah, so that kind of went hand in hand. So yeah, so we lost the music press, and one of the things we lost when the music press disappeared was the genre inventions. So Britpop obviously came from, I think, Select magazine with their Yanks Go Home cover in 1993, and all the others got on the babble. So the first record I'm going to show is the term Manchester, which will go with the Happy Mondays. So good it actually had 2 genre names. It was also known as Baggy. So so yes, so in 1990 this came out. This is a reissue. The cover's slightly different because the original has candy bar wrappers from America, which they couldn't use, so they kind of reimagined the cover there. So Happy Mondays, Pills and Thrills and Bellyaches, and that is what could be known, I'll give you 2 for this one, Manchester or Baggy, which was after the trousers, the style of jeans, and I for one like baggy jeans, so this is one of my favourite records because of that. But a great album. Obviously the big single was Step On, but it also has the opening track Kinky Afro with the immortal line of Son, I'm 30, I only went out with your mother because she's dirty, which I don't think has ever been bettered. So Happy Mondays 1990. So what came after Baggy and Manchester? Well, the music press came up with Indie Dance, and could there be a more kind of special record than Screamadelica by Primal Scream of Indie Dance from 1991. This is the very posh version, which is like a big pill, I think it's supposed to be. So the roof lifts off. It's a guitar store, but you get a slip mat, a book, and then all kinds of things are inside, including a t-shirt, which I did actually wear. I've kept the packaging though, but very, very good. But Screamadelica, what an album that is. Primal Scream, I think sadly they've lost 1 or 2 members to various kind of tragedies, haven't they? And they are no more. But if you want a better indie dance record, I don't think you'll get it. Moving on up, my favourite on this is Don't Fight It, Feel It, Higher Than the Sun, Loaded, Come Together. Great album. So indie dance, genre number 2. Genre number 3, now these guys were briefly massive, and I think this is called techno indie. So Jesus Jones, they took the sampling culture of Pop Will Eat Itself and basically commercialised it. The first album's brilliant, that came out in 1980 something, so this is a 90s one. I absolutely love this album. It doesn't really get much of a what's the word, a shout out anymore, but it had the great single Right Here Right Now, which came out I think around the time of the Berlin Wall collapsing. International Bright Young Thing, good song that is. Real, yeah, great album. Yeah, so there you go. So Jesus Jones, indie techno. What else have we got? So then the music press got bored of dancey music and techno-y music and went, we need something that's a lot more kind of literal, and they came up with the immortal shoegaze. so named after bands staring at their FX pedals. So here's an example of shoegaze. I'm picking this one because it's got a cat on the cover. So that is the wonderful Chapter House with their debut called Whirlpool. Yeah, shoegaze. They then went, as it progressed, it turned into Shoe Shine. So this is Ride with Going Blank Again, sorry. Maybe they were polishing the shoes. But yeah, so Mortal Ride there, and that is a really good album. And I like the follow-up to this even more, but a great band. So yeah, so... and then some throwbacks to the 80s that came back. So we had some rap rock. So the Beastie Boys in the 90s made some really great records. We've got Check Your Head here. They also did the follow-up with Sabotage on it, Ill Communication. That's a debut, isn't it? What's the one with Sabotage on it? Anyhow, the one with Sabotage on it, very good record. And then Check Your Head, good album that is. That's the Vinyl Me Please copy. And then grunge, oh my lord. So obviously Nirvana were the big one, but we also got Pearl Jam. Good band, good album. It took me a long time to get into Pearl Jam, but I kind of, what's the word, grew to appreciate more and more as the decade went on. I like Vitology, is a really good album. I haven't got that on the vinyl though. Alice in Change, post-grunge. There you go. And then we got Quiet Grunge, which is Mazzy Star. I mean, this is a brilliant album, isn't it? Took me many years to kind of catch up with this album, because I heard Fade Into You on every teen drama throughout the 2000s, and I thought, I know that song, and then yeah, this is it. So, but this is a lovely album. Yeah, Mazzy Star, real. And then got some more political stuff. So there was something called Riot Girl. So I'm going to go with PJ Harvey, because the only Riot Girl band I ever saw on the TV scared me a little bit, but PJ Harvey, a national treasure in the UK. This is such a good album. That's her debut, but everything she does is interesting, isn't it? Some I like more than others, but she's always moving forward, always kind of creating something new and exciting. And some you like, some you're not so keen on, but never dull. So yeah, PJ Harvey. And then we had sort of like throwback to like vintage rock, I think they called this as. So this is Lenny Kravitz, so a bit backward looking, with his proper 60s skin, but what a great album this is, you know. So this is his second album, but Always on the Run obviously is the big one. He laid Over Till It's Over. Stand By My Woman, yeah, good album. So yeah, Lenny Kravitz with his vintage rock. And then we had something called Quiet Rock, which are exemplified by the Mighty James, who, after the indie dance, decided to go all acoustic with Brian Eno, and produced probably their best album of their careers. This is, again, a fabulous album. I think this one did quite well in America. So the Mighty James, the Mighty Laird. And then Dad Rock. Oh, Paul Weller. I don't think he was too happy being called Dad Rock, but there you go. But Wildwood, and again, fabulous album, isn't it? Sunflower, Wildwood, Has My Fire Really Gone Out, The Weaver, Shadow of the Sun, Foot of the Mountain, which live turned into an absolute beast of a song. But yeah, Dad Rock. Oh, and then we got a genre called Mega Selling Rock, which is None More Black. This is rubbish to show, isn't it, really? There you go, I'll show you the back. So Metallica, who got Bob rocking, and Ultimate Rock, you know, look at that, that's that. But again, Enter Sandman, Sad But True, The Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters. That's sold by the barrelload. We then got something called Angry Girl, which is best exemplified by Alanis Morissette. This is one of my wife's favourite album. I always get a little bit scared when she puts this on in the car, because the driving gets more and more aggressive, and I'm slightly worried she might take us off into a ditch. But yeah, You Ought to Know, Hand in My Pocket, I like that one. But yeah, You Learn, Ironic, good album. Yeah, Angry Girl. Then we get something called post-folk industrial rock by the wonderful Mercury Rev. Now, this is one of my ultimate favourite albums. So these Deserter songs, crikey, Goddess on the Highway, what a song that is. Holes, all that bands, those funny things and all the plans. But that's a brilliant album. What was coming next? Right, so this one is kind of prog. What's this one known as? Post-prog rock. So this is cool. This is the Flaming Lips. I don't know if that camera's picking that up. It's got like a lenticular cover, but this is a wonderful album, hasn't it? Got Race with the Prize, Waiting for the Superman. That's a really, really good album. So the Flaming Lips and the Soft Bulletin with its rather cool, funky cover. There you go. Trip Hop. Oh, Portishead. Dummy, what a great album this is. So I went to see Portishead, I think, around the third album on tour, and the singer spent the entire concert with a back to the audience and sang to the band. So slightly strange, but we'll forgive her because it's got the Immortal Roads on it. Love that song, and obviously Glory Box. But yeah, so good record. And then the old guard kind of came through with something called Dad Dance. So yeah, so this sold not so well actually, did it? And the 2 was a bit of a Mighty Melon, but or Lemon even. But yeah, this is a strange album. So Heart, I think, rushed one of the last brave U2 albums that they did. They kind of retreated after this, didn't they? But there are some banging songs on here, but there are some that feel a little bit unfinished, but lots of kind of dance elements to this. My particular favourite on this album is Gone. What a song that is. And live, that took on a whole new meaning. So we then got Mom Pop to follow on Dad Rock, and I think this might be a career highlight for me. So Madonna. Again, my wife's a massive Madonna fan, so I've heard these albums later and after they came out, but this is an absolute great album. So obviously Frozen, Ray of Light, Drowned World, Substitute for Love, just a really, really good album. And the follow-up's good as well, isn't it? Music and the singles around this time were really good. So yeah, Mum Pop. And then we had Chill Out. Remember that? After a night of drinking, you'd go and chill out. Obviously, to chill means something far different these days, but Air and Moon Safari, and this is a fabulous record. This is probably one of my favourites of the 90s. I played this to absolute death in the car when you were driving home from work. It was kind of touched all bases. I remember going to a trip to Amsterdam, and we stayed in some chaps. It was supposed to be a girl's flat, but she got a roommate, and she hadn't told him we were coming, so we all got there. And the instructions from this guy was, sleep on the floor, put your sleeping bags out, whatever. But until we found a proper apartment, but he kind of went, whatever you do, don't touch my stereo. So of course, what's the first thing you do? Touch your stereo. But one of the records he was playing was this one. So yeah, good album. We then got Post Rave, The Prodigy. It's funny, this album, although this is quite a new copy, this is the 25th anniversary, I saw the Prodigy supporting Oasis at Nebworth, and they Whisper It were better than Oasis. They were absolutely fabulous. But this is such a good record, but it's of its time. The impact something like Firestart had on in a nightclub, as soon as that kind of siren call and the big boomph of the bass dropped in. But it's almost music of its time. It hasn't aged very well, I don't think, personally. I used to have a car with a humongous bass bin in the boot, and it's this bass bin took up the whole of the boot basically. But certain records were fabulous, and this was one of them. So yeah, the Prodigy, and getting towards the end now. So Big Beat, the Chemical Brothers, Dig Your Own Soul. So I played this a lot back in the day, and again, one I probably don't play so much now, but obviously the big single was set in some with Noel Gallagher on vocals, block rocking beats, and then the last track, the Private Psychedelic, the last track even, the Private Psychedelic Reel. But yeah, the Chemical Brothers, great album. Where are we now? So the last one. So this is the trip goth rock genre, best exemplified by Mezzanine by Massive Attack, which I think might be one of my favourite albums of the 90s. The opening song Angel, I talked about my bass bin in the car. When I put this on, it literally would vibrate the whole car, and you would hear me come in from about 20 blocks away. It was such a brilliant piece of music this, but obviously a lot of the Cocteau Twins on here with Teardrop, but I think this is a fabulous record, one that sadly Massive Attack never bettered, but if you're going to do a great one, you know, at least more than I've done, you know, so fabulous record. So there you go, that, believe it or not, that was 24 genres of music in 24 records. So see if you can spot the slightly made up ones. Leave it in comments and I'll confirm or deny. But yeah, just shows you there, on a serious note, the music within the 1990s was just so varied, and there was so much good stuff that came out, and I've missed tons out, because not only did I do 24 bands in the Britpop one, I've done another 24 artists there. That video was originally going to be 12, then it was 15, and I ended up back at 24. I could probably pick another 24, you know, in the next hour quite easily. So 1990s, brilliant time to be alive. Some brilliant music. Life was a little bit more hopeful as that decade wore on, particularly in the UK. So yeah, all good stuff. So thank you for watching if you're still here. Next video will be looking at the one of two. So one will be the origins of Britpop, maybe the godfathers of Britpop. The second one might be the death of Britpop. So still formulating my ideas, but yeah, 24 genres of 90s music there. Not entirely all of them were true, but have a bit of fun, see if you can spot the fakes. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. This thing just doesn't